Welcome everybody. I wanted to give my immediate reactions after that game. And man, what a tough matchup. The Fever are always so close to taking on the Aces, 4 points away. And really this game can be summed up in two words, which is free throws. We were 11 for 20 on the night. Clark started by missing two, which is the most uncharacteristic thing from one of the best free throw shooters in the league, shooting 90+%. I think I looked up, she was 94 or 5% since the All-Star break. So you wouldn't expect that kind of deficiency from the team. And it just, Melissa Smith was 1 for 4, but normally we're a 77, around 78% free throw shooting team. And out of 20 free throws, if we're shooting our average, that's a tie game. That's a close game. That's a game where we're shooting to win the game instead of fouling to stay in it kind of thing. Like, we're ahead at points in the game. And it's very frustrating to see a squad that is so close, but just can't quite make it there. For tonight's game, you can look at the stats. The big three played well. Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark. They played well, as in they got points. I don't like the fact that Aaliyah Boston took 2 threes, including one to tie, which great, it's there, but why are we not trying to find Lexi Hall? Like, why are we not trying to find someone that is a higher percentage 3-point shooter? Aaliyah Boston, I know she can shoot the three, but she hasn't been making it. So I don't know. I don't really know what we're doing there. Kelsey Mitchell, praise be to Kelsey Mitchell. She wasn't firing on all cylinders in the beginning of the game, and really battling with Kelsey Plum for most of this game. We just lose. We just straight up lose. It's a bad beat. She went quiet in the third quarter, but really Caitlin Clark came alive in the third quarter onwards, and that was really the saving grace to put us in the hunt. And she was so close. Like, she had a moment to hit a three to put us ahead or tie late in the game with like a minute left, and it misses. And I don't know what's going on for her, but it's just, she has a block against the Aces. The Fever can't really fire on all cylinders if their stars aren't shining. I mean, shout out to Demiris Dantas, who had some sick. She was 100% from three, hit 2 big threes for us. I mean, if she was in the corner, I would have accepted it. Had one bad miss, but overall, Dantas was a spark. The bench players did have some good moments. Her and Temi specifically were starting to make some stuff happen. But honestly, through this game, I actually think the Aces are my least favorite team to play against. I respect a lot of their players and the fact that they are good. I think some of them are, I'll say, a little overrated at times, but as a team, they find a way. Their bench is really good. The team just has so much depth. Like, when the Fever have certain rotations out there, I worry. I know that we don't have the offense. I know we don't have offensive options. I know potentially defensive transitions are going to be a bit worse. But with the Aces, I'm like, man, because so many things went right. Like, if you look at the Aces team, Asia Wilson got held to 15 points. Sure, she had 17 rebounds, but she shot 40%, got held to 15 points, barely got to the line. She missed one of her free throws at the line. And on the other end, you have Kelsey Plum, who we leave open all the time. She was 4 for 11, but you just leave her open enough, and she's eventually going to sink a dagger. She did at the end of the game to really push the Aces out in front because we were missing so many free throws. And then Chelsea Gray, I think because Clark was gonna set the assist record, and she knew that the point god was threatened with they're the point god, they're the title. She was throwing some of the fanciest passes. Every shot was like a fadeaway for no reason, which I know is kind of her thing, but what do we do? And it was going in. Before it was going in tonight, for whatever reason, they all go in. Has a career night, has 21 points. But man, I dislike the team playing as the team because they just bully ball. They mug our players up and down the court. They don't get called for anything. They hit AB in the mouth and she got out of the game. Nothing was called. But whenever they get touched, something gets called against them. And it's this constant battle of just terrible officiating. There was one call I remember where Aaliyah Boston got fouled, clearly fouled, and the ref that's under the basket did not want to call it. Did not want to call it, was not going to accept it. And then the ref trailing the play calls the foul. Thank goodness, because the bench is starting to lose it. Aaliyah Boston's putting her arms behind her back, trying to do the like, please don't tee me up. Also, Clark got the lamest technical foul again. These refs, I don't understand it. Caitlin Clark's getting hit in the face. She's getting mauled and all this stuff, and she gets mad at herself about a foul, hits the padding, and again, because you hit the padding, now we're teeing you up, and it's just like I'm freaking over the officiating in the WNBA. It makes the game so unbearable to watch. It's so inconsistent. Aaliyah Boston, I joked about it in the last The Good, Bad, and Delirious, but she literally is in officiating hell. Like they'll call every ticky tack thing on her. They won't call fouls for her. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, and it's just a thing we gotta live with. It's a thing we gotta live with, and it sucks. And I'm tired of it. I think overall tonight, the Fever again played a championship team well. They held them to 78 points. That's normally a win for the Fever, but for whatever reason, their offense just isn't working against the Aces. And I think a lot of it is because the Aces are so physical, overly physical, are fouling them, and they get away with it. And so you do shut down and frustrate their high octane players like Caitlin Clark and so on. And yeah, I hope this team finds their groove. They shouldn't hang their heads too low on losing to a team that's this good and has the veteran players and the kind of mentality where they know they're going to come back, they know they're going to be in it, and you really have to be on your game and put them away. The Fever had their windows and they missed them. They missed them with shots, they missed them with bad fouls or defensive lapses. And when a team is this good, you can only give them so many ways to punish you before they do, and you lose. And so I hope they learn from this. I hope they come back stronger. I hope they close out the season strong and get healthy and prepare for the playoffs. Thank goodness Caitlin Clark's technical foul threat is going to fall off at the playoffs. As I understand it, just this game was brutal to watch. However, I am going to create a different piece of content. I really want to create something that kind of feeds my soul creatively. For those that I've watched my content, I've gone in and out. I know that like WNBA drama stuff is interesting and I get a lot of views on that, but it's not really the channel I want to build. Like I could totally go that route, but I feel like I'm just like grifting on people that are mad at players in some cases in ridiculous ways that I don't even agree with. I mean, the comments on some of those videos are freaking wild. And if you came here for the WNBA drama, then, you know, maybe I'll create a separate channel where I can just farm that stuff out. But for me, it's like, I want to create content that I want to watch, that is interesting visually, that talks about, you know, if I make a bold claim, I want to believe in it, so on and so forth. So stay tuned. I got some stuff cooking. Thanks for helping me break 1,000 subscribers. I'm gonna have new and hopefully badass content that you all enjoy coming down the pipeline. And so remember, you're gonna be amazing today because you are amazing. Catch you next episode.